Good greetings to everyone. Today we discuss Waiting for Godot, written by Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett, born on 13th April 1906 and died on 22nd December 1989, was an Irish novelist, playwright, short story writer, a theatre director, poet, and literary translator. A resident of Paris for most of his adult life, he wrote in both French and English. It became increasingly minimalist in his career, involving more on aesthetic and linguistic experimentation. He is considered one of the last modernist writers and one of the key figures in what Martin Esslin called the theatre of the absurd. His best known work is his 1953 play Waiting for Godot. Beckett was awarded the 1969 Nobel Prize in Literature for his writing, which in new forms for the novel and drama in the destitution of modern man acquires its elevation. Now, before we discuss the play, let me tell you something about the main characters of the play for the better understanding of the play. So, the main characters are Estrogen. Estrogen is one of the two main characters of the play. Along with Vladimir, Estrogen is rather helpless on his own. In the beginning of the play, he struggles just to take off his boots. For example, unlike Vladimir, he has no grasp of time and is confused as to whether it is evening or morning in Act 2. Next one is, as I said, Vladimir. Perhaps he seemed to be the real protagonist of the play. Vladimir often seems to be more rational than his more nonsensical companion, Estrogen. Unlike the other characters in the play, he has a sense of linear time and realizes that events of Act 2 essentially repeat those of Act 1. And the next character is Godot. While Godot never appears on stage or has any lines, he is such a significant absence in the play that he may be rightly recognized as one of the play's characters. What little we can gather about Mr. Godot comes from the dialogue of Estrogen, Vladimir, and the boy he sends to deliver his message. Another important character is Poso. Poso runs into Vladimir and Estrogen while journeying along the road in both acts. He abuses Lucky and treats him as a slave. Another character is Lucky. Lucky is Poso's slave, whom Poso treats horribly and continually insults, addressing him only as pig. Next character is a boy. He is unnamed, who brings a message from Godot in both the acts. Both times he tells Vladimir and Estrogen that Godot is not coming but will come the next day. He goes on giving the same messages. So these are the main characters in the play. Now let us get into the play. When the play begins, Vladimir and Estrogen wait at the side of a road near a tree, agreeing that there is nothing to be done. Estrogen struggles to take off one of his boots. Vladimir asks if Estrogen has ever read the Bible. Estrogen says all he remembers are some colored maps of the Holy Land, and Vladimir tells Estrogen about the two thieves crucified along with Jesus. One of the Gospels says that one of the thieves was saved, but Vladimir wonders if this is true. Estrogen wants to leave, but Vladimir reminds him that they have to wait here for Godot. Estrage and Vladimir debate whether they are in the right place and whether it is the right day for Godot to come. Soon, Estrogen falls asleep and Vladimir immediately wakes him, saying he was lonely without him. Estrogen starts to describe his dream, but Vladimir angrily stops him and tells him to keep his nightmares to himself. Vladimir wonders what he and Estrogen should do, and Estrogen says they should continue to wait. While waiting, Estrogen suggests they hang themselves on the tree. The two disagree over who should hang himself first, though, and Vladimir concludes that they should just wait for Godot. Estrogen asks what Vladimir asked Godot for, and Vladimir says that he made a vague sort of prayer. Estrogen is hungry, and Vladimir offers him a carrot. All he can find in his pockets, though, are turnips. Finally, he finds a carrot and gives it to Estrogen. Then Estrogen asks if they are tied to Godot, and Vladimir says that they are. The two are interrupted by a loud scream off stage. Here comes Poso and Lucky. They enter the stage. Poso drives Lucky forward with a whip like a pack animal with a rope tied around his neck. Lucky is forced to carry Poso's things. Estrogen asks if this is Godot, but then Poso introduces himself. He jerks the rope that is around Lucky's neck and calls him Pig. Lucky brings him his stool and some food. Poso eats some chicken and Estrogen begs him for the leftover bones. Poso gives him the bones. Vladimir is outraged at Poso's horrible treatment of Lucky and wants to leave. Poso tells him to stay, though in case Godot should show up. Soon Estrogen asks why Lucky doesn't put down his bags. Poso says that Lucky has the right to put them down and be comfortable, so he must be carrying them because he wants to. He says that Lucky is trying to impress Poso, so he won't get rid of him. Because Poso has plenty of slaves, Poso says he plans to sell Lucky at a fair. Lucky begins to cry and Poso gives Estrogen a handkerchief to bring to him. Estrogen approaches Lucky and Lucky kicks him violently in the shin. Poso then begins to cry, saying that he can't bear it. Vladimir scolds Lucky for making his master cry. Poso collects himself and looks for his pipe, which he has misplaced. He makes a speech about night and twilight, then asks if there is anything he can do for Estrogen and Vladimir since they have been nice to him. And he offers to make Lucky dance, recite, sing or think for their entertainment. Lucky dances and his hat falls off. Poso says that Lucky needs his hat to think. So Vladimir places it back on Lucky's head and Lucky launches into a long rambling monologue. Poso prepares to leave and says goodbye to Vladimir and Estrogen, but doesn't move. Poso and Lucky eventually leave and Estrogen wants to leave as well, but Vladimir tells him they need to stay and wait for Godot. Then here comes a boy on stage bearing a message from Godot. He says Godot will not come today, but will come the next day. He tells Vladimir that he works for Godot, minding his goats, and says that Godot is a good master. The boy leaves and Estrogen and Vladimir are ready to leave for the night. They say they are going to leave but stay still. Here ends the first act. When the second act begins the next day in the same location and at the same time. Vladimir enters and sings. Estrogen enters and tells Vladimir that he was beaten the previous night for no reason. Then both of them embrace, happy to see each other once again. And Estrogen asks what they should do again. Vladimir tells they should wait for Godo as usual. So Vladimir mentions Poso and Lucky, and Estrogen seems to be, he doesn't remember who these persons were, and he also doesn't recognize the place where they were waiting for Godo. Vladimir says that he and Estrogen picked graves for the same man a long time ago in the Macon country, but Estrogen doesn't remember this either. After a long silence, Vladimir asks Estrogen to talk about anything to fill the silence, but the two struggle to find something to talk about. Vladimir asks then if Estrogen really doesn't remember Lucky and Poso. Estrogen remembers someone kicking him and remembers the chicken bones he got from Poso. Then Vladimir offers Estrogen a radish or a turnip because he has no carrots. Estrogen falls asleep but then wakes up startled. He begins to tell Vladimir about his dream, but Vladimir interrupts him and tells him not to describe the dream anymore. Estrogen wants to leave at once, but Vladimir reminds him that they have to stay and wait for Godo. Vladimir notices Lucky's hat lying on the ground and tries it on. He and Estrogen trade their hats and Lucky's hat back and forth, trying different ones on. Vladimir wants to play at Poso and Lucky, and he and Estrogen pretend to be the two characters. Estrogen leaves the stage for a moment and then returns and says that they are coming. He and Vladimir hold lookouts at either end of the stage. After insulting each other, they make up and embrace. Poso and Lucky enter. Poso is now blind, following closely behind Lucky. Lucky stops when he sees Vladimir and Estrogen, and Poso bumps into him. They both fall onto the ground and Poso cannot get up. Vladimir and Estrogen consider trying to get something out of Poso for helping him up. Poso cries out for help and offers money in return for any assistance. Here, Vladimir decides to help Poso up but falls over himself in the process. Estrogen tries to help Vladimir up, but he also falls in the process. None of the characters are able to get up for a while, but Estrogen suddenly suggests that he and Vladimir try to stand up and they are able to get up easily. Estrogen again wants to leave, but Vladimir again tells him to keep waiting. He suggests they help Poso to get up in the meantime. They stand Poso up and he asks who they are, not remembering either of them from the previous day. Poso asks what time it is. Estrogen thinks it is nothing, it is morning, while Vladimir is sure that it is evening. Vladimir asks Poso went blind, and Poso says the blind have no notion of time. He asks Estrogen to check on Lucky. Estrogen goes over to Lucky and kicks him repeatedly, and Poso shouts up pick and yanks on Lucky's rope. The two leave the stage. As Estrogen falls asleep, Vladimir wakes Estrogen saying he was lonely. As before. Just like the day before, the boy enters again with a message from Godo that he will not come this day, but certainly he will come the next day. Vladimir asks the boy what Godo does, and the boy says Godo does nothing. Vladimir asks the boy to tell Godo that he saw Vladimir. The boy leaves. Estrogen wants to go far away, but Vladimir says they can't go far as they have to come back here tomorrow and wait for Godo. Estrogen suggests they hang themselves on the tree using his belt. But when they test the bell strength by pulling on either end, it got break. Vladimir and Estrogen prepare to leave for the night, and they say they are going to leave, but neither of them moves. So that is how the play ends. Hope you have understood. Keep watching my video and do subscribe my channel. Thank you.